Well, this speech is most likely my most awkward, uncomfortable speech ever. My speech title is my biggest speech mistake yet, which I most likely will have more in the future. But today, I was going to give a speech about population and growth control. And when I first started working on this speech many weeks back, I had good intentions of giving it in the next 2 weeks. Well, as life goes and things happen, it ended up that I did. One of my friends had been in an accident and was injured for life. So I was, for the next week, in the hospital and sick of hospital beds and beeping machines. So next week, I started my speech once again to prepare for today. Things weren't going very well, but I gathered some information, wrote some things down, and kind of forgot about it until last week, until after I just agreed to speak 3 other times for 30 minutes each. One for a Sunday school, another for youth study, and another one for a children clubs. So one day away, and I still don't have a speech together. So it was Monday, I was sitting there thinking and trying to figure out how to mold this speech to apply to you guys. It wasn't coming together. So I went to the best place I could go for advice. I went to my mother. And she said, well, what did you do? Well, what happened that you didn't have this speech? You had 5 weeks to do it, and it's not done. Well, I said, well, I procrastinated. And it's true, I did. It's how it was, but time flies. And so she said, you made a mistake. You learn from your mistakes, so talk about your mistakes. So through this development of my speech, I think this speech is the one that I learned the most from ever. Because I learned that if you don't have your heart in your speech, if you don't stand for your speech, how is your audience going to learn and stand for the things you want them to stand for? How can you influence someone when you yourself do not believe in it? And I found simply that through asking for advice, that instead of trying to bulldog my way through the speech, do it as it was, incomplete. Instead, asking for advice, I came through with a better speech, and something that I actually learned more through, and I confessed my mistake. Someone else's unbiased opinion about you is an honest opinion. Out of all these things that I learned, I think that the biggest thing that I learned was it takes finding your weak points to understand how to become strong. I now know that for me to create a speech, I need to start 5 weeks ahead so I actually get it done. Because I really don't know what's going to happen in the next weeks. I also know that it's very good to have notes, as I could not prepare notes because of lack of time. And I also know that it's good to have plenty of information because I'm running out of time. But thank you.